Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today, your Florida Gators are taking on the LSU Tigers, who come in at number 22 in the nation. We both come in with 3-1 records, and the only reason LSU is so low in the rankings is they had a poor season last year. However, this team on paper is much improved. So let's get into it as we're underway with a kick down there to Macario Dorba, who's going to take it from about the 1 yard line. He's got a little bit of a crease. He's out to the 20, and he gets the edge. He had one guy to beat. That could have been a touchdown if he could have beat him, but that's a solid 27-yard return. Taking a look at your starting quarterback today, that's Dana Garcia. He's struggled this season, as a lot of you have seen. He's got 6 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's got a lot of improving to do. However, it is his first year as a starter, so he's going to grow as he goes. As he gets a screen out there to Breland Brown that goes for 9 yards. And Breland's been your top receiver this season on the team. I thought it would be David Hester who lines up as the number 1 receiver, but Breland Brown's been fantastic as a true freshman. There's a lot of young players on this team, so this season may be a little frustrating, but I think next season we're really going to blow up and maybe be able to get to the top of the board here. As Garcia's looking to pass on 1st and 10, and that's just a misfire. That was just a bad throw to Logan Houston. So in the pistol, they're going to hand it off. That's Quantel Johnson getting all sorts of space and taking that for 14 yards and a Gator first down. We're going to remain in the pistol here, but bring in a couple extra tight ends as we go back to Quantel Johnson. And look at that. That's a solid 6-yard rush. I'd like to see a bigger play, but that's solid. We go right back to Quantel again, and this one's stuffed. LSU's D-line's had enough of him running on him so far. But 3rd and 2, Guyassi Blanks checks into the game, and they had 3 defenders there in the backfield. That was just a mistake on our behalf. So looking to pass here on 4th and 4, we're going for it, and look at that, man. I don't know. That pass was not anywhere near one of our players. I don't know what Dana Garcia was doing there. So taking a look at Zaire Cleveland, LSU's new starter. He's been pretty good this season. He still has a lot of growing to do, but he's had a really good sophomore season, and this is his first year as a starter, so overall that's pretty impressive. So looking at our starting defense, J.J. White and Narkeithius Moore have stepped up and become stars for this team. Narkeithius is only a true freshman, but J.J. White as a sophomore has taken his game to the next level, and we're so excited for what he can do for us. Looking to run speed option is Zaire Cleveland, and down he goes. He gets tackled for a 4-yard loss by Nathan Osborne. And I do want to take a sec to say I'm still recovering from this sickness that's going around our house, so I'm going to be a little nasally and my voice will be a little weak, but I'm going to do my best because I want to keep getting the content out for you guys. As this is a big 3rd down, and I don't know why they ran a draw there. I don't like that decision. It's quitting on it and it's giving up on the drive, but they punt the ball back to us. Let's see what we can do on our second drive, and that pass to David Hester is much more accurate, and that's going to go for 31 and a huge Gator first down. Garcia in the gun, looking to pass it again here. He's feeling a little bit of pressure there, but that's Macario Dorba coming wide open, going down sideline. He gets caught from behind at about the 20-yard line, but that's a 29-yard pickup by our big play receiver, who honestly doesn't get enough receptions. We probably need to start feeding him a little more. He's been playing really good ball so far early this season. As we go to Quantel Johnson on the ground, and look at that nice little gap he finds there for 7 yards. Bringing up a 3rd and 1, which is pretty manageable. We're looking to pass. I probably would have run it. Looking back, seeing that drop there, that should have been a run call in my opinion, but we decided to go for it and hand it off to Quantel Johnson, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. We don't get it on 4th down. So the Tigers take over, and they're going to run a screen to open up their drive, and they go to Wright, who's wide open. He might go all the way, but Max Pierre gets over there and takes him down after picking up 28 yards. So they run read option with Cleveland, who pulls it, and he gets the edge again. This safety's not playing too well. Hayes, he's not the best safety out there, honestly. We might need to see if we can find another good player to pair up with Max Pierre, because Tyler Hayes just has not been good enough. As the Tigers rip off another big run for 14 yards, that's Deshaun Franklin. Landon Ibita's coming in motion here, and they're going to run option there and hand it off to Ibita, who again might have the edge. This time Tyler Hayes fills, but look at that. Max Pierre comes from the opposite side of the field and meets Ibita in the same gap as Tyler Hayes did. As that's a pitch out there to Pittman, and that's going to be Lohman getting him down, but man, that's 11 more yards. Our defense has been a little frustrating. Noah Anibognom's shaken up, so we're going to take him off the field for now, and we're going to go ahead and let Zach Poydras play as they go to Sample on another jet sweep, and this one goes backwards. And Robert Sample gets hurt. He's been a really good receiver for him, so let's see if that'll help out our D as they go back to the read option game, and this is, once again, Zaire Cleveland right up the middle, and he cuts it back inside, pushes ahead, and goes down at about the 1 yard line to end the first quarter. There's no points on the board, but LSU's about to get something. Maybe we can hold them to 3, or maybe we can get a turnover. But this has been a hard-fought game, and LSU's offenses look pretty good as they go to their fullback Dishman up the middle for the touchdown to begin the second quarter. You know, what can you do there? They just seem like their O-line's a little better than ours, as we're going to go to the read option game and hand it off to Quantel Johnson to begin the drive, and that doesn't work. So, 2nd and 12 now. Dana Garcia looking to pass, and what was that, man? That pass was zipped way behind Logan Houston and intercepted. It looks like the Gators might end up falling behind 2 scores here, as Cyree Cleveland's going to hand it off on a delay to Pittman, and look at that big crease up the middle for 10 yards. This Gator defense is clearly still tired from that last drive, in which the Tigers did a good job of moving players side to side and forcing them to do a lot of running, and it really seemed to have worn out our D-line and our front 7 in general, as Cleveland's going to go back and hand it off. This time it's Pittman trying to get the edge, and we fill that well with Noah Anibognom, but he can't make the tackle. Luckily, Nelson Lohman comes over and pushes him out, so that brings up a 2nd and 8 for Cleveland, and we blitz him, and look at that, man. He gets a perfect pass off to Robert Sample, who returns to the game and gets a 1st and goal, and they go back to Demir Dishman, and he walks in for 6. This is a 14-0 ball game here early in the 2nd quarter. It was 0-0 at the end of the 1st quarter, less than a minute into the 2nd quarter. We've given up 14 points, and we need to find an answer here and get this team under control and slow down and take our time on offense to give our defense a break, as we run it back-to-back plays to do just that, and Quantel Johnson gets big carries on each of them. This one goes for 13 yards and sets the Gators up at about the 30-yard line or so, as they go back to Quantel, and this one's only a 1-yard pickup. So that was a shorter gain. 2nd and 9 in the pistol here. Garcia looking to pass. We can't really trust his arm right now, and we can't trust his vision as he throws that late to Logan Houston. He was open on the sideline. He should have thrown that quicker, but it works. It goes for 15 yards, and you're going to throw a screen out there. This time it's Breland Brown who tries to juke. He's just wrapped up, man, taken down. 2nd and 9 now in the pistol. Garcia, screen pass. That's Quantel Johnson, and I thought we had the edge, but that was a block miss by our center, Caleb Kirbyson. He should have been able to make that play. He's one of the best centers in the country. I'm disappointed with him on that one, as we throw a pass to the end zone to Gayassi Blanks, and he drops it. That was right in his hands, man. That was a perfect throw by Dana Garcia. A great route by Gayassi Blanks, and we just mess it up, man. We just messed it up. But it's 14-3. We get on the board here. Now let's see if we gave our defense enough of a break to where they can step in and slow down this LSU offense. First play doesn't go so well, bringing up a 2nd and inches. They go and run read option, and Cleveland has a crease. However, Kewan Haas is able to recover, get over there, and take down Cleveland before he rips off a big run, because there was a lot of grass ahead of him. And then on next play, that's J.J. White coming through and making the tackle, dropping them for a 4-yard loss. So Cleveland has to get on the move, and that's J.J. White, back-to-back plays. This time getting the sack, back in the Tigers up to a 3rd and 23. Cleveland looking to pass. We get some pressure. That was McClellan coming through, and he tosses it out there to Landon Ibita, who can't get the 1st down. That's a 15-yard pickup, but it forces the Tigers to punt the ball back to the Gators. So Garcia's dropping back to pass to begin this drive, and that was another terribly inaccurate pass. He's not feeling himself lately. I really thought he'd be better in this as a pocket passer with great accuracy, and that was just a bad decision. He threw it in the coverage, one-on-one. It was tight coverage. So now it's 3rd and 10. Garcia's on the move. He's not fast. He stops and pops, and this time, though, he finds a wide-open Breland Brown, who jukes back to the outside. He didn't quite get by him, though. He got tripped up a little bit, or else that would have went for 6, but that's a 42-yard pickup, and we go back to Quantel Johnson on the ground. He tries to barrel ahead, and he picks up 3 yards. So coming out in the pistol again, looking to pass off of some play actions. Dana Garcia trying to move around and get away from the edge rushers, and he can't do it. He gets taken down. That's an 8-yard loss. Honestly, he probably should have thrown it away. He's not that athletic. So now 3rd and 15. We go down the field. That's Breland Brown, not quite able to hold on to it. He takes a big hit at the end of that and drops it, and forces us to settle for a long 52-ish yard field goal that's up and good, and makes this score 14-6 as we head into halftime. The Gators have struggled in this one. The offense has been a little up and down. The defense was pretty solid, and then they had a short stretch that everything just kind of went wrong for them, and they got worn out. They seem to have picked it back up, though, so I think we'll be okay. We just got to be able to finish drives. We have a lot of yards on offense. We just can't get it into the end zone. We keep getting stopped. We have a turnover, of course. You know, what's a Gator game or a Coach KJ game without a turnover? So we need to get that under control. But let's take a look at some recruiting news from around the dynasty. We have Zach LaRussa, a 4-star D tackle out of Alabama, committing to Vanderbilt. That was a shock. I thought we had him. Next up's Deontay Pierce, a 4-star D tackle out of Kentucky. This time he comes to the Gators. And we have JUCO Tyrone Williamson, a 2-star D tackle, committing to the Gators as well. Then it's a JUCO Dwayne Murphy. He's a 3-star halfback. He verbally committed to the Gators. So hopefully we can hang on to the 3 we have, and maybe we can flip that kid from Vanderbilt. I just feel like Vanderbilt should be an easy school to flip him from. We'll see. We're going to keep working on him. But LSU's going to open up the second half with the ball, and Cyree Cleveland comes out in the gun and hands it off to Pittman, who cuts inside of McClellan. Luckily, he got bottled up a little bit there and only took it for 4. If he'd cut it back further, he had a lot more spaces. Cleveland's going out of empty, and he's going to throw that out to Campbell in the flats, who doesn't quite get the first down. So this is a big 3rd and inches. Cleveland looking to pass in the pocket, stepping up, no pressure, and then his own O-lineman trips him up. That works out perfectly. That ends up being a sack, and that ends LSU's drive. So now Dana Garcia and this Gator offense have a chance to answer, and they go down the field to Breland Brown for a solid pickup at 10, bringing Logan Houston in motion and handing it off to Quantel Johnson. Oh, I thought he had a crease there, but then the D tackle got off the block and took him down. So now it's 2nd and 8, right back to Quantel, and that's a nice little cut there. He steps back and gains pretty solid yardage there. They call it 6, but it looks like 7. We bring in Earl Brown, the second to run read option. He's going to pull it and run and go down. That's a big pickup on 3rd and 1, bringing us down to about the 41-yard line. He stays in the game, and we hand it off to Drew Williams, who jukes and gets inside of that guy and fights for no gain at all, honestly. So now it's 2nd and 10. Earl Brown's actually going to throw this, and he has a man down the field. He just doesn't get enough arc on it. That's picked off by West. He had his guy open. I don't know if that was an accuracy issue, but there was like 10 yards of separation there. I don't know how that ended up becoming a pick, but it is what it is. And Cleveland finds Robert Sample for a big gain down the sideline. That one goes for 28 yards. That gets LSU kick-started here, so Cyree Cleveland's in the pocket, stepping up, going down the field, and we pick him off. That's Tyler Hayes making the play. We needed that out of him. He struggled. It was great to see him step up, and then we almost just threw a pick to begin our next drive. Bad decision on the screen there. So 2nd and 10, we're going to throw it again. This time it's Macario Dorba once again making a big play. This kid's been fantastic. We got to get him more involved in the game plan. He's our number 4 receiver right now, and I think he's earned the right to come up to number 3. And I'm really debating giving him that shot because he's been really good. As we go to Drew Williams on the ground, he gets a nice run there and gets a first down. Right back to Drew Williams and see if he can do it again. He gets another solid carry, tries to juke, gets wrapped up and taken down for a 7-yard pickup. So 2nd and 3 here in the gun. We're going to hand it off Drew Williams, and look at this crease right up the middle. He's going, and he's caught from behind, but he's down at about, I don't know, 35-ish yard line, 30-yard line. That was a great play. As Guyassi Blanks is going to check into the game and get a carry here. That's a great 6-yard rush. Spelling Quantel's worked well. And, I mean, we do know Drew Williams has a little more juice than Quantel Johnson anyway, so it makes sense that he's getting some bigger plays as Kyle Hinder fought for some hard yardage there. 1st and 10 out there to Breland Brown, and he's going to get the edge and fight ahead, and he gets a first down, man. That was all effort right there for that 11-yard reception. 1st and goal now. Dana Garcia throws a fade. That's David Hester with the toe tap, getting his feet in bounds. Touchdown, Gators. Now I think you probably go for 2, and that's exactly what Coach KJ does decide to do. So Dana Garcia throws it in there. It's picked off. It is what it is. We didn't get it. The score's 14-12. Let's see if our defense can continue to bottle up LSU. Cleveland looking to pass here on the move, and he's going to go down. That's Norkeithius Moore and Jared Wells combining for the sack on that one. So 2nd and 17 now. A little bit of play action, and they check it down to King underneath. He gets basically all them yardage back, but it's 3rd and 12 now for Cyree Cleveland, and he's going to throw it out there into the flats. That's Pittman making the reception, and he has all sorts of space, but he goes to the sideline. I don't know what he was doing there. He ends up getting pushed out of bounds, and that forces the Tigers to punt the ball back to the Gators, and Garcia's on the move. This time he makes a smart decision, and he just throws it away. We have 13 seconds left, and Ladarius Marlowe checks into the game at halfback. He's our true freshman that has a whole lot of juice as the 3rd quarter comes to an end, and we're trailing in this one 14-12. The Gators need to be able to finish drives if they want to win this game, as Garcia's dropping back to pass on a 3rd and 11, and he finds Jaden Norwood down the seam for a pretty good pickup there, getting the first down. So Garcia looking to pass again. This time it's Norwood. 2 plays in a row. That's a solid pickup, getting out of bounds. Another first down, and we decide let's keep throwing it if it's working, and that's Logan Houston making the reception, going down the sideline. He doesn't have enough speed, but that was a great pickup, bringing up a 1st and goal. And we go to Ladarius Marlowe, and he tries to run it inside. With him, you should get to the edges. Just not a good decision there, as we're going to run triple option with Earl Brown the second in the game. Quantel Johnson breaks that first tackle and fights. He still loses yardage on that play, but overall, that's a positive considering how poorly it was going, and Earl Brown II remains in the game and just takes off and dives in Touchdown Gators. That's going to give us our first lead of the game, as it's going to be 18-14, and we're going to go for 2 of this, and Earl Brown II will remain in the game here. He's going to throw it, and I don't like that decision. He should have run it. Bad play call. Should have been smarter. It's 18-14, Gators leading this one for the first time all day, as Sample gets a big reception there and a first down for LSU to kickstart this drive. And LSU's going to go back to the read option game, and Cyree Cleveland's going to pull it this time, and he goes basically nowhere. It's a 2-yard pickup. Nelson Lohman with the excellent tackle there. So 2nd and 8. Cleveland checks it down underneath to Pittman. One-on-one. Lohman gets him out of bounds. That's all that matters. Backing the Tigers up to a 3rd and 8. Cyree Cleveland in the pocket, stepping up, takes a hit. That's incomplete. Norkeithius Moore got there and applied the pressure, so that forces the Tigers to punt the ball back to the Gators. Ladarius Marlowe's in the game, and he's going to get a carry and lose 2. He has a lot of juice, but he does not break tackles very well, as we go right back to Marlowe, and this time he cuts it back, and again, he only picks up 2 yards. He goes down on first contact. It's something we need to work on, develop him at a little bit, as Garcia's got to throw it, and he's moving around pretty well here, and he's actually going to get outside and get the first down and go out of bounds. Continuing this drive on, as we're going to hand it to Ladarius Marlowe, and this one works well. Look at that. He cuts up inside and gets a great carry for 7 yards there. That was great vision on that play. Coming out in the pistol, Quantel Johnson back in the game. He gets the carry, and look at this. He's following his blocks well. He couldn't quite get to the edge, but that's a great pickup and a first down for the Gators as they're across midfield. Garcia looking to pass. This time it's Macario Dorbo once again getting the reception and a first down. He's come in clutch in this game. Right back to the ground game with Quantel Johnson as we're draining the clock. We're at 2:38 left as he gets a 9-yard pickup or so there. So down to 2:13, 2nd and 1. We're going to pass. Bad decision, honestly, but it works. We find Macario Dorba for the first down, and that's going to give us the opportunity to start draining this clock a little bit as LSU is down to 2 timeouts. We go to Quantel Johnson. He fights and jukes a little bit there and picks up 4 yards. That'll force LSU to use their 2nd timeout. So now 2nd and 6, back to the ground game. Quantel Johnson gets a carry. He cuts. That's a solid pickup of 2. We wanted 3 or 4 there at least. But final timeouts used. Earl Brown II into the game. He's going to run read option, and he gets blown up. That's 4th and 2. We got to settle for 3 here, honestly. Minute 18 left. We get the kickoff with Williams. It's up and good. We have a 7-point lead with 1:16 left in this game. Let's see if the Tigers can answer and send this game to overtime. Cleveland in the pocket, feeling no pressure, firing downfield to Franklin for the first down, and he steps out of bounds. That's great management right there as Cleveland back to pass again. No pressure. This one fired in there to Sample. I thought Pierre could get there and knock it out or pick it off, but he was just a second late. So Cleveland again passing. No pressure once again. Checks it down. This one goes to Pittman underneath. 59 seconds left in the game here. They got to get moving. They spike it with 47 seconds left. So now it's 3rd and 7 for Cleveland. He steps up in the pocket, throws it. That's a first down on the sideline. That's a big play right there. 43 seconds left in this one. Cleveland feeling pressure. He throws this one into coverage, and that could have sealed the game right there. That's a big drop by Zach Poydras. So in motion is their tight end, and Cleveland's dropping back to pass. He's moving to the right a little bit. He fires that one down there, and that's their tight end, King, for the first down. Bringing up a 1st and goal from the 7. Cleveland with 33 seconds. Throws it to the end zone, and Pierre couldn't get there again. That's a touchdown for Deshaun Franklin. The Tigers are going to be able to tie this one up in regulation if they can hit this extra point, and they do. It's 21 all here with 31 seconds left, and the Gators couldn't do anything. So here we are heading to overtime. Let's see who gets the ball first. It's going to be the Gators because the Tigers won the coin toss. So let's see what Dana Garcia can do. He's going to run some play action, throw it down the field, and he fits it in there to Breland Brown in a tight window. 1st and goal for the Gators. Great way to start OT. They hand it off this time to Quantel Johnson, who's fighting and powering ahead. That's a good pickup. 2nd and goal now from about the 2-yard line. Right back to Quantel Johnson, and he cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Gators. They're going to score on the first drive of overtime. Settle for the extra point here and make it 28-21. Let's see what LSU can do. Cleveland feeling pressure. Down he goes. That's a sack by Noah Annie-Bognam. That's going to back him up to a 2nd and 17. So Cyree Cleveland's going to pass. Feeling a little bit of pressure, but he found his tight end for the first down. King made a heck of a play on that one. So now it's 1st and 10, right at about the 14-ish yard line. They go to Pittman on the ground. He cuts it outside. Jared Wells comes through and makes the tackle there, making it 2nd and 9. 5 wide. Cleveland throwing a screen, and that's going to be Campbell getting the reception, and that's Max Pierre taking him down after picking up 7. Big 3rd and 3 here. The Tigers have 2 plays. Cleveland looking to pass. We have a blitz coming in at him, and he finds Jacquet out there in the flats. Touchdown, Tigers. They'll probably take the extra point here, tie it up, and send it to a second OT. Sometimes the computer's not as aggressive, and that is what they do. So Cyree Cleveland's going to look to pass on his first drive of the second overtime, and he's going to go to Payne, and that's almost a touchdown to begin the drive. So now it's 1st and goal, and that's going to be a pass to the end zone. That's Haydon Campbell making the reception. The Tigers are going to take the lead here in second overtime. In this overtime now, they're not forced to go to 2 like real life. This is the old rules, so they do settle to kick the extra point here. That's going to make it 35-28. So that'll give us a chance to answer. Dana Garcia dropping back to pass. He throws it. He has Kyle Hinder wide open going down the sideline. Touchdown Gators. 1-play touchdown in the second overtime. And in this situation, I firmly believe you go for 2. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Dana Garcia feeling the pressure, gets the pass away just in time to Kyle Hinder to win this game in overtime, 36-35. What an ending to this game, and what a big play call by Coach KJ, and what a catch by Kyle Hinder and throw right there by Dana Garcia. He got drilled as he released that on 2-point conversion. That was a big moment and a big victory for the Gators. Losing this one would have been a tough one to stomach, as Garcia actually had a pretty good day. 19-31, 302 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. He hit 61% of his passes. On the ground, Quantel Johnson was pretty good, 21 for 92 and a score. And through the air, I mean, it was Breland Brown with 6 for 92. He didn't get into the end zone, but that dude is really good. Also, Macario Dorba deserves a call out. He's been playing really well, so I got to give him credit there. Max Pierre also had a pretty good day for us, along with JJ White, man. He stepped up when we needed him. 2 TFLs, a sack. The other sack we had was from Markeithius Moore, Noah Anibagnom, and Chris McClellan. We had the pick by Tyler Hayes. And he gets picked on quite a bit, and he doesn't always perform, but I was glad to see him step up and play well. Cyree Cleveland played like an almost perfect game against us. He is so talented, and there's a chance we could have to play him for 2 more years. I really hope we don't have to. I hope he leaves college after next season since he's a true sophomore, but I'm telling you what, he is really good. We did get to pick him off, but he had 3 touchdowns, 4 incompletions. He ran the ball when he needed to on the ground. He was just an overall very effective player, and he's the whole reason why LSU was such a nightmare for us to try to defend. His playmakers, receivers, and everybody made plays for him, but he did everything right, so I got to give him credit there. Isaac West, the middle linebacker for the Tigers, also had 2 interceptions against us, so he deserves some credit as well. Now taking a look at your Heisman standings, Justin Martin of UCLA is at 1, Shane Cervenka of Alabama is at 2, Ray Hobbs IV of USC is at 3, 4 is Isaiah Carlisle at Washington, and 5 is halfback Chris Neal of Oklahoma. So looking at your top 25 now, Ohio State sits at number 1, followed by A&M, Oregon, Washington, Alabama. We're all the way up to number 6, which is a good rebound. 7's TCU, 8's Oklahoma, 9's Pittsburgh, and number 10's Michigan. Baylor lost this week to West Virginia, and that dropped them from 6 to 14. Other than that, we had Wisconsin go down. That's their 2nd loss of the season. I'm surprised they're not lower. We see Miami of Ohio and Toledo get ranked. That's 2 MAC teams in 1 week. You'd never expect to see that happen. Now taking a look at the Auburn Tigers, who we face next week. We're the better team. They're not much worse than us, but they are just slightly worse than us. So we actually should be able to beat this team. And it's probably going to be a little bit of a dogfight, but we are the better team. And I will say this about Coach KJ. He may lose games, but he doesn't often lose to teams that are worse than him. It's the teams that are better than him. He's almost kind of getting along that James Franklin line, who he started working for initially in the FBS level. So we'll have to see if he can rebound from that and turn his career around. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back with more Coach KJ soon. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar.